passbook is visible, but bank account is not visible. But the properties can be very well attached with the bank account, because it has also type, it has got name, it has got a number, it has got date of opening, it has got everything with it. And so in programming we will be using it also. But so far as its real world visibility, so probably instead of going close to the real world, we are even overstepping it. Because you have an account and you have something else that could be visible, but then again having that account is something which is going beyond the real world. So programming also needs to be modified. This other type of parameterization has to be there, something that is not visible, but it exists. Getting it? So what we are required to change is a switch over from functional programming to object-oriented programming. And so one has to understand the meaning of the word object, the class, because class will be generally defined as the collection of, class is not collection of objects first of all. Class will encapsulate the structural properties and functional property, and these properties will be possessed by the instance of that class called as object. It is encapsulation of the data or the structural properties and the functional properties. Okay? And then the instance of it, the example of it, will be known as the object. And that object will have all these properties. How much will be the storage required for that object? Will be exactly equal to the storage required for the data members. And what is the binding on that object? Is to stick to all the access specification provided by the class as well as the functionality provided by the class. The object can have the behavior that is the only one which is provided by that class. It is bound to that class. So there is a binding also. And that binding information will be preserved by the compiler whenever it actually compiles your program. And if the binding is not there, then it will give you error. If that access specification is not there, that is again the binding. If it is not there, then it will give you the error. Got it? And so the mode is to be changed. Now if I ask you to write some program, say I want to write a program for a bank system, how will you do it? How will you start with it? Not C++. In general बोलो कैसे करोगे आप C में? Okay, you will design the structure which will have all the contents, and then I will say that what type of user, what activity is to deposit the amount. Okay, call deposit amount function. If it is withdraw, that type, deposit check, that type, print the data, print passbook, all these. And then I settle down and say that okay, now I want to write the accept the deposit the amount, that type of function. So I need that particular account number also, date also, who has deposited, what time, all that data should be stored to a particular file and whatnot. Now this approach, the moment you start with the menu first, call these functions and then elaborate on those functions is rather a top-down approach. I take a problem, I divide it into sub-problems, then I try to solve each sub-problem, and it will be a top-down type of approach.